Hi, guys. Here's the second story I want to read to you today. It's called A Possible Tree. A Possible Tree. An interesting title, isn't it? Oh, look, and there's a raccoon sitting in the tree. Yep. Okay. By Josephine Haskell Aldrich. Along the dark woods path, Joe Bracken's old coon hound yowled and yelped and zigged past Joe, leaped over the brook and zagged to the same fir tree, the same one as always. Joe watched with his gun ready. The dog stopped in a patch of moonlight, wagged his tail, scratched his neck, and lay down. Joe turned back home. No use hunting with that dog, he said. That dog is no good at all. There he goes. They're hunting, aren't they? They're hunting for coons, for raccoons, I think. Tall, straight spruce trees grew in the woods around the short, bushy fir tree where Joe Bracken's dog rested, trees touching each other, with branches leading up to pointed green spires. Together they swayed with the wind and swept storms out of the sky. See all those trees, and they're all touching each other, aren't they? Yeah. You see the little tiny spruce tree? It's right there. A little tiny tree among all those big, tall trees. Joe Bracken's wife hung the wet wash outside Monday mornings every time a blue jay screamed at her from the point of a white picket fence. And every time Mrs. Bracken screamed back, "You pest! Get your fine feathers off my fence!" She hurled the wash water at the bird. She always missed, except this time. You guys ever heard a blue jay scream? They're really loud birds. Off went the blue jay, dripping wet. He didn't fly far into the woods, only as far as the crooked tree, where he lit and shook himself and preened his feathers and rested in the curve of a branch. This is a safe place, thought the jay. Nothing to dodge here. There he is. He's sitting in the branch of the tree, isn't he? Joe Bracken's son had a slingshot and a pocket full of pebbles. He'd been bothering a mother squirrel who was skittering around every day gathering chicken feed for her little ones. He always shot several rounds of ack chatter back at him, but still the pebbles kept coming. So one morning before Joe's sun was up, the squirrel twisted and scurried up to the twisted tree and found a sound limb. It curled around her, it grew thick needles, and provided seeds hidden in the prickly cones for food through the winter. So the mother squirrel left, didn't she? She got tired of being hit with slingshots, pebbles, and stuff. Winter was coming, and the tall trees stiffened and crackled as the days grew cold. Below, the crooked fir kept the coon and the blue jay and the squirrels warm, holding them tightly away from harm's way. Well, here comes the snow. See the deer? Nana sees deer all the time. Then an owl came one night and 2 rabbits the next day, and Joe Bracken's coonhound slept regularly in a needle nest beside the fox. So there's the owl. And there's bunny rabbits. Look at there running and playing in the snow. 2 burly woodsmen strolled up, stopped, and leaned on their axes. "Here's a tree we don't want," the burliest man said. The other man laughed. "Never saw the likes of that one before," he said. "It looks like Christmas wreaths all over." "We should bring our wives and kids to see this," they said, and they hurried to the old wood road and ran home with the news. You see that little tree? That does look like kind of got Christmas wreaths all over it, doesn't it? Yeah. When your mama used to live at home, Nana would go and cut boughs and make Christmas wreaths out of real tree boughs. Joe's lantern shone up and down the full length of the tree. "Look at that," said Joe's son softly. The birds and the animals were back in their own wreaths. Their eyes reflected the lantern light. There were the blue jay, the coon, the squirrel family, the owl, 2 rabbits, a fox, and Joe's hound, all framed in fur. A few flakes of snow floated down past the straight trees and sputtered on the lantern's glass globe. Look where all those animals went. Can you see them? There's the coonhound and the fox and the rabbits. Do you see the squirrels? And there's the owl. And way up at the top, there's a raccoon, right? Yeah, it's a raccoon. They're all hiding in the tree. They're safe in the tree. Oh, there's the blue jay, too. Did you see the blue jay? See him? Can you point to him? There he is. Yep. They all safe in there, aren't they? That's what they want. They want to be safe. Everyone laughed at... Well, I missed a page. Let me turn back. Joe's neighbors and others came. The snow stopped, and the moon rose above them. They looked in wonder at the wonderful tree and said, "Who would believe that this was possible?" Each word made puffs of white breath. Possible made the biggest puff of all, and then shimmered into the light of the moon. See, they're all standing there looking at that tree. They've never seen anything like that before. Yeah, pretty cool tree. God does cool trees, doesn't he? Everyone laughed and called, "Merry Christmas and good night." And the shining, shimmering went with them all of the way home. So God showed him a really cool blessing, didn't he? They got to see the animals in the trees, see the big star. God does give us blessings in nature, doesn't he? We serve a really good God who loves us very much and wants to give us all the best things that he can give us. And nature is one of God's best things. He shows us he loves us just by showing us the beauty of the nature. All right, kiddos, this one was a short one, but I love you very much, so I'm going to let you go and load this up to YouTube. You guys behave for your mom and dad today, okay? Do well in school. Use your manners. I love you. Bye.